Hey guys, and welcome back to another fast guide on TFT. Today we're going to look at Multistriker, which is one of these comps that are straightforward and is really strong at the moment. It is for sure one of the 3 most played comps in the highest ranks for a good reason. It is really easy, it's straightforward, it has multiple carries, and it's just overall really strong. It is also one of the comps that I recommend to play if you are new to TFT, but let's just jump right into it. So what we're going to play is 7 in Multistriker. Multistriker is basically just that the unit have a chance to do an additional attack. And if you get enough of them, you also get a healing every time they do this attack. Then we have Bastion, and that is as usual, the whole team getting some armor and magic resist. And you do also get a double value in the early stage. Then you have Chrono, which in this situation will be that the Chrono units is getting AP. And there will also be a countdown, which is speeded up every time Chrono units is using a spell. But in the end, when the countdown is over, your whole team will get 20% health and the Chronos will get more AP. In the end, we have Pyro, which is basically just getting attack speed for the full team. You're also gaining more attack speed for these units. And you do also have these cinders that drops every round after you've been killing some units. And you can pick these up and gaining even more attack speed for your team. When it comes to augments, things like press the attack, which is a specific one for Multistrikers, is really good. Then you have Multistriker chests, which is really good, since you can get to 7 in the trait before you are finding Camille. You could actually also get a crest for Pyro, since Pyro trait is going really well on Kalista, so you can put a crest on him. And then there's stuff like Tiny but Deadly, which gives us even more attack speed, which is perfectly for this comp. Other than this, look for augments that gives us items and makes us stronger in the early stage of the game. It is a reroll comp at level 6, first of all, because what we're looking for is kassadin to 3-star. If we are finding something like Jax or Ashe to 3-star as well, we would definitely go for that. And the same goes with Akali. Usually it's not worth to take Hecarim and Shen to 3-star as well, since it's basically just cost too much gold compared to what we're gaining. So as soon as we're getting kassadin to 3-star, we'll start going up in levels. And then if we're hitting one of the others, we could take them as well to 3-star. But if we're not close, we'll just push the levels and then go on and add in the stronger units. So the 4 units that I talked about could go to 3-star is these 4 units, and it's also the 4 units that you will get early in the game. So this is what your opener is looking like. From here, what you want to add is obviously something like Hecarim, since he fits the board perfectly and gives us 5 in Multistriker. So how to remember it is just playing the 5 Multistrikers from this comp, which is basically just the 5 cheapest one. From here, the most normal thing will be to add in something like Shen, since this board is perfectly strong in the early game and it's also all of the units that we need later in the game. At level 7, you will add in Kalista, but more on that later. So your first thing you want to do is to get to level 6 with this board, and then you want to reroll to get kassadin. But just before you get to level 6 and looking for all of these units at the same time, you want to look for these 3 items. Kassadin basically just want attack speed and healing. So that means you always want to look for Bloodthirster, and you do also want a Rage Blade. The third item could be something like a QSS or Quicksilver, which will give us even more attack speed, but this also makes sure that we are not crowd controlled. That means kassadin have an easier time to keep healing up and also having a chance to stack up Rage Blade. But do you not have the chance to get Quicksilver, you could also go for something like a Titan, which will make him a little bit stronger and a little bit more tanky. You could also go for something like Edge of Night, which will make him reset whenever he is getting too low. And I have also seen people playing with Archangel, but I would recommend to playing something like this or going for the Titan or the Edge of Night. As soon as you get these items, you want to add items to your other carries, and here you have to decide which one it will be. Are we in a situation where we are looking for Akali to 3-star? You can start adding items to her. She's a bit of an assassin, so she wants something like Hand of Justice, Infinity Edge, and Edge of Night is really good on her as well. If you're not getting her to 3-star, and she will only be a 2-star, you will not put items on her. Then you will instead going for bruiser items on something like Hecarim, which could be Starek, Bloodthirster, and something like Titans. So these 3 are the units that you want to put items on in the early game. Do you not get what you need to put items on these units? The third option you have is to put items on Ashe. Let's say Ashe is getting to 3-star, then you can actually use her as a carry as well. and Rage Blade is a great item. The other option is that you only get her to 2-star, but she can still be a fine item builder for Kalista for the late game. And Kalista and Kassadin is the 2 best units in this comp. So making items that you can transfer over to Kalista later in the game is really good as well. But more on that in a bit. So now you know what units you should look for in the early game. And before you get to level 6, usually at stage 3-2, saving as much health as possible. That means slamming items and don't put too much into a win or a lose streak. Obviously, if you see your chance to get one of these big streaks, you should go for it. But the most important thing is to grab the units that you need, start building items, save your health, and let your gold go to 50 as fast as possible. When you get to stage 3-2, you want to go to level 6 and do a roll down. What you're rolling for is at least a 2-star kassadin. If you can get all the other units to 2-star as well, that is just great. But else, from here you just want to start re-rolling and use all gold above 50 to hit kassadin to 3-star. And as mentioned before, whenever you are hitting kassadin to 3-star, you will start going up in levels. Are you really close to hit a Kali, Jax or Ashe, you should also get them to 3-star. But if they do not hold items, it doesn't matter that much. As soon as you have your main carry to 3-star, you will go up in level, hit level 7, and then you will put in Kalista. Sell Ashe, put the items over on Kalista and put in another Ashe that you've been holding on your bench. As soon as you're hitting Kalista to 1-star, it will go up in level again. This time it will be level 8, and then you have to add in another unit. Obviously there's a good chance that you're not hitting Camille, which is the last unit that we need from Multistrikers, but then you can add in something like some Kench, which will give us this trait that gives us an item that you can put on one of the 2 units. You should put it on Hecarim to boost your units in a more offensive way. When you get to level 8, it's probably a good idea to make sure that all of your units are 2-star, especially Kalista. And when you have done that, you should go for level 9. Here you want to add in Camille, and if you're even getting Camille before level 9, you should put her in and take Tahm Kench out. Camille is basically just using the same items as Hecarim. So if you have a fine frontline, you should just transfer the items over. But you could also keep the items on Hecarim and just add up items on Camille. Another option instead of Tahm Kench could also be one of these 2 units in the backline. So basically what you want to do is to pick one of these 3 units and add them to the rest of them. If you could use this guide, make sure to like it. And if you want to see more quick guides on TFT here on set 12, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and good luck on climbing.